Hi, everyone. Anyone got any thoughts?
I'm working on getting us a city representative into the room. I think David having a problem getting in.
Awesome. Well, let's dig into it. This was designed to be an opportunity for you guys just to provide a little more, have the opportunity to ask questions in a little more casual environment. So we could just go, rapid fire, first come, first serve.
So I think it said that there was some wayfinding, and they were talking about people being on the sidewalk, I think. And is there going to be wayfinding people on the sidewalk and also on the street, or just kind of one or the other? Or?
Yeah, we're going to provide wayfinding both from the Weir Gulch to the 8th Avenue, and then from 8th Avenue to the Weir Gulch.
Like along the sidewalk?
Yeah, it'll be like on the side of the street, and it'll be oriented for, bicyclists and pedestrians.
And is a protected bike lane where there's those barriers?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to do that on portions of 6th Avenue. So we'll have like most likely it's going to be like the rubberized curb, then with bollards in between. For an example, you can see that on 15th or 14th or 13th Avenue downtown.
So that's only on 6th, not on 8th?
Yeah, unfortunately at 8th, we didn't have the infrastructure to be able to do it. And the volumes were so high with freight and the existing like span wire intersections, it would have required like millions of dollars in investment just in the signals, so that we could get the appropriate signal for bicyclists, that it became cost impossible. So yeah, I think what the city's going to have to do actually is do some like long-term planning for like a major 8th Avenue overhaul, so that we can modernize it, and then we'll do the appropriate like a protected bike facility, or maybe even off street, like shared use sidewalk type scenario.
Okay, and just tell me, how far east does this project go on 6th and 8th?
Yeah, it goes all the way to the bridge project. So they're doing a bridge project on 8th, and it connects to that facility, and they're actually doing it will be actually on the sidewalk going over the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah,
hi, this is Jaime Aguilar. Sorry, did I miss how far west it goes?
It goes to Knox.
It only goes to Knox. Okay, so it won't connect to the possible proposal on Perry.
I don't think this one goes to Knox.
Correct. Yeah, no, Jaime will not go. It will not connect to Perry yet.
Yeah.
Not even through Weir Gulch. Is that being explored too, using Weir Gulch to make that connection at all?
To Perry?
Yeah, from Perry.
So Perry, it will connect to Perry, Perry does connect. I mean, obviously it goes north to south, so it does connect through Weir Gulch through Tennessee. So remember that, well, if you've been part of the other meetings, it goes down to Tennessee, then it switches over to Perry. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused between the bikeways. And actually I need to look out a map. I don't know if you know it off the top of your head. What is it, David?
I don't have a map on me to look.
Yeah, sorry, hold on one moment.
Because Weir Gulch going west of that goes through Barnum, so I wasn't sure if you kind of meant going through Barnum.
Yeah, no, sorry, we have so many bikeway projects on the west side that I am getting confused between I thought it was Tennyson Perry. So hold on one moment, please.
Yeah, Tennyson and Perry, yeah.
It is Tennyson and Perry.
17th and 7th, right. And then Perry from 7th, very far south.
Right, okay, so then I was correct. So basically Weir Gulch on Perry connect, the Perry, Tennyson Perry bikeway, it will connect to the gulches through Tennyson, not Perry itself, just because of the the constrained conditions on Perry north of this one, sorry, north of 7th Avenue is too constrained for the type of facility. Again, sort of like David mentioned, that we need on Perry itself.
If I could just chime in, but
Yes, please.
you can get to Weir Gulch from the Knox Court bike lanes.
As well. Yes.
So once you're at Knox, you just go south to Weir Gulch, and there's that connection all the way to, I don't know where that ends, Sheridan, beyond.
The Weir Gulch, yeah, I believe it actually continues on to Dry Gulch. Yeah, believe it actually continues on to Lakewood neighborhood, into Lakewood, city of Lakewood.
Right.
Stephen, I see that you have your hand up.
Yeah. So like what I'm hearing is that like the Federal and 8th Avenue isn't gonna have like protected, like kind of like protected bike to get across. It's just as someone, I walk my dog basically from the Lake Gulch Trail down to the dog park over there, and if I have to basically, I'm never gonna cross 8th Avenue and Federal if there's no protection over there. The trail looks like it dumps out on the north side and then it continues on the south side. So having someone, and I'm just walking, so I know it's easier to like watch out for cars. But I know I know that 8th Avenue is a very like industrial heavy street, and if it, like mentioned, with sharing with cars, I would very much be more down to just have Hazel Court or like Knox be connected and just get underneath Federal using the Lakewood Gulch bike trail, to be honest.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I totally understand that. Everyone has different, levels and things that they're comfortable with. We're trying to create a network so that people have options of places to go, and totally understand that, some people, prefer the trail system. We're trying to, build a network and, give people options and, connectivity, and some people don't feel comfortable, and that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
Because will the bike lane for 8th Avenue be on the north side and south side of the street, or will it be just the north side?
No, correct. It's both directions, east
Okay.
and west.
So I did I hear you say that on 8th Avenue, say, just east of Federal, that there was no on-street parking that would be displaced?
So
Because
there's small lots of parking. It's not the entire way that it has allowed parking on it.
Well, I just actually, there's one property owner that will be really happy to have the parking off the street because their neighbor keeps blocking their driveway. But there are, a couple of businesses between like Federal Boulevard and Decatur Street, and there's on-street parking, I know there.
Yes, and that's a small section
that's going to be removed. And
Correct.
Will you notify those property owners that the on-street parking is going to be removed, or how do we notify them? Because, like I said, I think most people there will be happy because there's a business that doesn't have any off-street parking that has been kind of blocking things.
Yeah, well, that's great feedback and a great reminder. We do typically notify people, close to, construction, but it's a good example, or it's a good reminder for us to, make sure we are communicating with people along the corridor, and, we typically do. So.
Well, and I think particularly, I'm happy to kind of tell that person too, when you kind of get a sense of the schedule. But if they don't have adequate parking for their business, they have to figure, they're going to have to figure something out. And
That's
I want
right.
to give them enough time to be able to do that.
Yeah. No, that's a great feedback. Thank you. I know that we're winding down. Is there any other burning questions you guys have? I know that, something we also offer are office hours, and, we can make appointments available to have one-on-one conversations. So I just want you to know that this isn't the beginning of opportunities to talk. There's, lots of opportunities, and we really appreciate all of your feedback. It helps make a much better project. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I
I'm
just
gonna take
had
this.
one. I just had one. Oh,
Nothing. Sorry,
Sure.
I was just gonna take this second to say hi to Jean, because in a face-to-face meeting, I'd normally be able to do that. Sorry, carry on.
I just had
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
concern, question, if I could answer, about the bridge that crosses over the river.
Sure.
And the capacity there already, like, it's not a real sidewalk per se, and it's got about a 12-foot drop. I was wondering, I didn't see that on those plans on addressing that, because like even today we saw somebody that was walking in the street because they didn't fit on the sidewalk. So
That's a great comment. We should have included that. Yeah, we can make that available. Maybe we'll get that up on our website. But in the 8th Avenue Bridge rebuild, they are building out the sidewalks, so they're going to be much wider and can accommodate people walking and biking.
Yeah, Jaime, so the sidewalks on the 8th Avenue Bridge Bond project is a separate project than this one. But again, we're all talking to one another. Those sidewalks, they're going to be built on both sides at 10 feet.
I think we talking about the same bridge. I mean,
Yeah.
This is like
8th Avenue Bridge over the Platte River?
Yeah, not the big giant one going over the railroad tracks, right?
No. This one is immediately just east.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yep. And that one, construction is, got the green light. We are finished with right away. Got the green light for this September is going to start. So for folks that are in the area, that is a lovely 2-year project. The bridge will be closed for 2 years. So definitely let's expect some heavier, we're gonna try to reroute as many cars as possible to use Federal to reach I-25. And hopefully the DHA project inside Sun Valley is gonna make it painful enough so they don't even try to use Decatur. So hopefully we have a lot of traffic, like construction projects happening to make it extremely painful and people just go directly on Federal to Colfax.
So if there are any maps that you have in terms of the rerouting at some point, that would be helpful, that I could just send those out and then say, don't use this until when, 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. But at the end of that, it's going to be a really, really great project, right? Because the bridge is not going to fall off.
Yeah.
Really great connections to the trail now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they gave us a 2. Okay. They gave us a 2-minute warning, but
Any other questions about any other stuff happening in the area, or how does this connect to anything else? Actually, David, since I have you here, one of the requests from the Sun Valley community that we met with Jean and a couple of property owners is figure out the Decatur question about whether we should have some form of bike facility on Decatur, or now that the Sun Valley establishing a stronger grid through the neighborhood, on Brian. So if you don't mind putting it on the planning and the bike planning team's radar,
sure,
we would like to have those, start having those discussions.
Absolutely.
I think that if we can, we'd like to have just a community conversation about mobility throughout the whole neighborhood, just because that's the one thing we really wanted out of the West Area Plan, is to try to calm Decatur a little bit, maybe reorient more toward other streets and other modalities, but then also look at that connection between the northern part where the stadium district is, and then the the southern part. And now in our West Area Plan, it's really coming up that connection to Valverde, which is really through Bryant Street, I guess, primarily, which is kind of a, it's kind of a funky thing, but we want our, we want our kids and our families to be able to get to some of the amenities in Valverde, like the Youth Empowerment Center that's going in, and then they're anxious to get to the river, our river park. So
Yeah.
if there's some conversation we could have at some point, I'm happy to arrange that. But I think the West Area Plan is anxious for us to have that sooner rather than later, so that some of that might be included in the West Area Plan.
It looks like we're being requested to return to the rest of the group.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you for taking the time today to talk. I really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, guys.